Hello there, traveler, and welcome back to the world of Kymaticus, where through the roles we play, we spin our tale. This is our original D&D 5e session here on Forward in the Saves. I am Alexander, your weaver of tales, and as always, I am joined by my companions, Tyler, John, Cassie, and Dylan. So, hang up your cloak, grab a drink, and kick back as we dive into this chapter of Kymaticus. Ow!
Ow.
A little bit differently this time.
What?
So, as the four of you follow the new king, Alistair Drydell, into the chambers of his father and Cerseus, of your adopted father of royalty, you walk in, and he stops just before crossing into the room. As the four of you look in, past Alistair Drydell II's kind of outstretched arms, you see a feline humanoid standing over the bed of King Alistair Drydell with a scimitar embedded into his chest. So,
Shit.
we are going to introduce a new player. Viper. Come on in.
Oh.
And now, kick back, grab a drink, hang up your cloak, do the whole shebang, and we will dive into this chapter of Kymaticus.
Oh.
Oh, we're doing it again?
We're doing it again.
I'm up here now.
Suck it, bottom bro.
New setup for an additional player to the group now, so we'll just jump right into it.
Oh.
Good to be on top.
Oh. Dylan has
Good to be
elevated.
on top.
Welcome to the top, bro.
Dylan has
Welcome to the
elevated.
top, bro, Dylan. So, Viper, go ahead and describe your character.
So, thank you. There we go. You guys don't really get to see much because you're kind of, I'm like, my back is turned to you slightly. So you see one scimitar still strapped to my back. You see like a medium cloak. And you see two pure white, almost, ears sticking out of the top. And then a fluffy, like from my hip all the way to the floor tail. Also white, just knee-high leather boots, and then a general pair of pants and a little tunic with some chain armor and everything. But as you guys are coming in, you look over, and all of a sudden, the white is no longer as white. It's turning gray. It's getting grayer. And now it is like deep black, almost shadow wispy, and kind of moving on its own.
So we were actually lucky enough to go ahead and get art somehow for this. So
Look at it.
I'm so pretty.
to add to the group, and Your nameplates. So,
Nameplates.
Spoilers.
as this whole thing happens, your brother, Alistair Drydell, Cerseus, shouts to you, Viper, to your character. What are you doing? What have you done?
I promise this is not what it looks like.
He begins to walk in the room to the other side of the bed where you are opposite of as he looks at his father, who now has this giant gash in his chest.
And then I look back at him and I go, okay, maybe a little bit, but I promise there's a good reason.
Who are you?
So my name is Eclipse, and I was brought here by a very, 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 very strong sense of wrongdoing that had occurred to this individual. And I'm here to set it right. Your father is not who he's supposed to be. This is not all of him. And I'm trying to bring back the rest of him.
He looks to the rest of you, Hoplites. Do you know her?
No idea.
As well as you do. There are cat people.
But if what she's saying is right, I mean, that just proves what I told you earlier.
I'm just wondering how she knows.
How did you get in here?
You should really close your windows.
He looks back to the window, it's slightly ajar. We were...
Alistair, please don't make that mistake when you're sleeping.
Shut up, Cerseus. He goes over and closes the window. Rona, close the door, please.
I will
Don't
do
need us
that.
getting out right now.
Yeah, I'll close it. Lock it if there's a way to lock
There
it
is.
from the inside.
The five of you and Alistair Drydell II are inside this room with a dead body of your once father, Cerseus. This is insane. I can't. This is not an attempt at regicide. You were targeting him, or were you targeting the king?
I just pull out a diamond and I place it on his chest and I go, I promise you, give me an hour. It will make sense.
I'm gonna grab his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's about to bring him back from the dead.
Looks over to you, Cerseus. It's impossible. How long has it been, Cerseus? If what you say is true, how long has it been?
A little over 20 years.
I'm just gonna look around him at her. Are you about to cast resurrection?
That is not what we know it in my land, but yes.
Yeah. That's totally doable.
How long, Cerseus?
Over 20 years. Resurrection from that far along? That far
You
ago?
claim it's possible.
As long as it's not longer than a century, yes. If my understanding of the spell is correct, which so far so good.
This is not the first time that I have cast this spell, and it has been successful on each.
The only reason I'm not sending guards in here to arrest you is because of him. And he points to Cerseus, this seemingly human-looking individual, has very gallant armor on, but his size doesn't really match it. We were coming here to investigate something similar, I guess, and you beat us to it. But you have an hour.
Good. Do not interrupt me. And I continue through with my spell as I'm doing so. Those of you guys that are like looking me in the face, my eyes have just flashed to this bright blue, like glowing ethereal. And the smoke, like status of my fur, is getting stronger and stronger. And I just turn my attention back to the body in front of me. And you see some of the smoke kind of dissipating and just encasing.
Oh, were you gonna say something?
No, go ahead, Tyler.
Cersei is gonna use message and point at Rona, like kind of just not obviously, but just to say, how do we know what she's resurrecting? Would it be Drydell, or would it be Parallax?
Well, I mean, she can't resurrect Parallax. He's not dead. So, as long as she's pulling on Drydell's soul, it just needs a body to go into. As far as I understand it, is as long as you have something. And, I mean, that's something.
It is, but it's possibly weak. If he comes back, he may be in a great deal of pain and not be able to do things. Is there any way we could reverse that if this works?
I'm not sure I understand. Was your father in a great deal of pain when he passed?
That body has been through hell and laying here for years. Would it take the effects of this body, or would it act as a new one? I'm just worried.
No,
If
I
this
understand.
works,
As
we're
long
bringing
as
him back to die.
So it gets tricky. As long as the body isn't cursed, or I guess the soul, as long as the soul isn't cursed in any way, any kind of physical ailment would go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see how this works. I'm interested. That's some powerful magic. All that was in secret, too.
That's fine. Drydell Jr. will walk over to the door that you locked, open it, peer outside. I have things I need to attend to at the moment. Hoplites, I charge you. Watch her. I'll return. Should be about an hour. He walks out the room. Rona, lock this. Closes the door,
I'll lock it back.
and it's just the five of you in there now. So, an hour. Casting commences. You need to focus during this time. Very little conversation from your part while you're focusing on this very powerful and very taxing spell. Yes. However, the four of you, if you haven't seen a tabaxi before, they are rare in Tirafel. They are mainly from Ilimsara. But you have seen a few here and there. Just a little bit on the rare side to see. While she casts this very powerful spell, what do the four of you wish to talk about / do?
Rona's going to get to a place where she just kind of can watch her.
Okay.
Both out of curiosity and out of just making sure nothing's going
You
afoot.
stand at the foot of the bed. You are in the spell right now.
Oh,
Fully
yeah.
focused. So
Yeah.
describe what you look like.
She is just like locked in. Her eyes are just vividly shaking, trying to find the soul, but you guys can't see that. Well, you can see the eyes, not the, yeah.
Something similar that you've seen before. Recently, actually,
Mm-hmm.
also. As you are looking, you do find it, so to speak. Your eyes begin to roll back in your head as you continue with the spell. Now you're working on bringing the body back, or bring the soul back into the body. So, similar. The cleric of something.
Just,
Just the fuzzy one.
yes.
I'm gonna kind of scooch over to Eldon and lean over. Is that what I look like when I do that?
Not as fuzzy,
Well, okay.
but yes.
I do understand we're different species. Funny enough.
Somewhat. You look less manic. You look calm. Kind of like it's home, in a way. Second nature. This is new. What is she doing anyways? I don't really understand.
It looked like she was searching, and I think she's found something from what I can gather.
Hector, what are you doing at this time?
Hector is pondering. He's not saying out loud, but he's wondering what would happen to Circeus' dad to where it would have made. He has enough divine magic knowledge, his background, to know that if she just murdered him to bring him back, she doesn't have to cast that powerful of a spell. So he's trying to rack his brain thinking about what would have happened to force her to use this strong of magic to bring him back, even though he just technically watched him die.
All right. You're kind of off on the side, a little bit away from the foot of the bed, arms crossed, just watching. Circeus, what are you doing during all this?
Circeus is gonna, of course, he's very interested in this. That's and invested. He's going to go sit at the edge of the room and watch as this happens, kind of across from. It's Eclipse, right?
Yes. For
Eclipse. Okay.
for right now, yeah. Until you actually find out her name.
The fuzzy thing.
Yeah, the fuzzy cat.
But yeah, he's gonna go
Better name.
sit, kind of on the other side of the bed against the wall, and just kind of watch as it happens.
All right.
He's kind of just curious, very, very curious.
Okay. Does anything wish to do anything important before the spell is finished?
Actually, yeah. I like to cast communion.
Communion.
It's been a hot minute.
Come
Well, let me make sure.
Communion.
Did I say communion?
You said communion.
Take me to church.
Yep, that's the wrong C word. That's my bad.
Fast.
Yes, I would like to cast commune.
Alrighty. You spend a minute. You cast it and connect with Shantea.
Question 1. Can this woman be trusted?
Kind of look around the room for your telltale sign of when you would cast this in the past. And outside of that window that Drydell Jr. Closed, you see a little rose sprout just outside on the windowsill from the stone. A yes. Question 2.
Is it truly possible to get Drydell back into this body?
The rose remains.
Is she supposed to stay with us?
The rose remains.
I must call her Shantea. That's weird. Anyway, Rona will kind of visibly relax a little bit and continue to watch her do her work.
All right. Anyone else?
Cerseus is gonna prepare a spell of mass cure wounds, in case this works and he still feels like the pain of the stabbing.
It's fair.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Is it still planted in him, by the way? Like the scimitar's just still in his chest?
Don't sign that.
All right, sick. That's fair. That's fair.
He
Let me do my job.
I was just
He
curious.
comes back the way he went out, stabbed.
You got
It's a nice short life.
bring him back just for torture. Wow, and I thought we were messed up.
So, Eclipse. Roughly an hour passes. And as you were keeping your hands around that diamond, searching for the soul, calling it back, you learn it has been a long time that the soul has been gone. Whatever shard of the soul remained stayed. You had to find the rest of it. You did. It is all back together. And with the diamond, you merge it back into the body. The white fur, starting at the tips of your fingers, begin to go gray and then jet black as it goes up your arm, encompasses your body, and spreads out up your neck and down the tail simultaneously. Your eyes a piercing white. And you hear in a moment, all the black fades back to gray, and then you are back to white. You take a step back, and this aged man, human.
Without the scimitar in his body.
Yes, there's no
I have removed it.
Boom!
I have removed it.
I was one.
You take a step back, and you watch as King Alistair Drydell, the original king, rises up very slowly, looks around the room, and sees Cerseus to his right. He looks to you. I feel like it's been a bad dream. Cerseus. He reaches a hand out for you to come near.
He'll get up and start walking. Is there still a guard in the room?
No, there was never a guard in the room.
Oh, I thought a guard came in because he was guarding the door or something.
No.
So he's guarding
Sorry,
his
dude's
door.
dead.
No.
Never mind then. Okay. He's gonna go over to him and it's unbelievable. Is it really worked? Are you here? Father.
Parallax. I know his plan. I know what he did. I was here for it all. I can't comprehend it. How long it's been. He kind of lays back down. You can tell he is very weak. The body is very weak. But this is the most you've heard him talk in years. Years.
As he goes to lay down, Cerseus is gonna put his hands on him and cast a 5th level Cure Wounds.
You don't need to do
Yeah, no, he does come back. He does come back with full health.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh,
because
he does.
resurrection is
Okay.
the spell.
Yeah.
However, you can
Got
tell
it.
I look like crap.
Eclipse takes, when she backs off, she starts to stumble and just kind of hits a dresser, and she'll just kind of slide down that kind of dresser and just watch her work be done. But she seems exhausted.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Viper. I'm not gonna heal you. Cerseus is zoned in on him.
So real quick,
I mean, you would see it too.
Yeah, but he's like, that's all that Cerseus is focused on is getting to his father.
so Eclipse for right now, you cannot cast spells again
Oh,
until
And I'm at
you long rest.
disadvantage.
You have disadvantage on all
everything.
attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
Yeah,
Welcome to
boss fight
Kymaticus.
times.
yeah. Welcome to
Yeah,
Miyazaki's work.
Yeah, I have done this spell a couple times before,
Yeah,
and there's a reason why I like to do it at night.
you never get used to it. So,
I need a drink.
the you would know though, Cerseus, or do you still wish to use the cure wounds?
No.
Okay.
I didn't know that about resurrection.
You watch your father. You can tell he's just coming back from the dead is kind of an ordeal, especially when you've been dead for like 20 years. So, he is rough right now, but that is just a side effect.
Okay.
He'll get better, or he should. He
Right now.
go ahead. Yeah, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
Father, right now, it's no time to worry about Parallax. We will deal with him. It's just good to have you here. Someone please, can we get Alistair here? He needs to see this. I can't believe it.
Hector will start. He'll make his way that way.
All right, Hector. You said you were doing what? You're gonna head out.
Yeah, as soon as Cerseus made that comment, he would give him a nod.
Okay.
And head towards find his brother.
You head towards the door, unlock it from when Rona locked it. You walk out, and just essentially right after you come out, you do see him walking back. He has two guards by his side. He is making his way down the hallway towards you, towards that door. So, good job, you found him. But
I did it.
he makes his way up to you. Hector. News?
To go see for yourself.
He kind of looks at the guards. Stay. Kind of walks in past you, Hector. He looks at the bed, sees Cerseus right next to it. You conked out on the other side of the room.
I'm taking a cat nap.
And Rona, what are you doing?
I'm actually gonna pull out the alchemy jug, fill it with water, and hand it off.
To Eclipse? Okay. You're over there. You get the alchemy jug out. You've seen something like this before. Makes whatever she wants. She hands you a jug of water.
Do I know it's water when she hands
You
it to me?
Smell it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
Psych,
it.
it's poison. We're out to get you.
I was gonna drink it no matter what it was, but I just chug it.
Both hands up.
Oh yeah.
Eldon, what are you
twitch.
doing?
Just kind of leaning against a wall. Just he's never really seen this before. He's seen Rona do revivify.
Yeah.
Usually looking up at her when he wakes up, but never really seen this type of heavy duty magic. So he's kind of just intrigued, and then he's also seeing this feline humanoid for the first time. He's kind of just taking it in, and he's gone. Maybe I didn't have to show up today, but I won't say that to Cerseus.
As Drydell Jr. walks in and looks to the bed, looks to his father, has been not himself for a long time, / dead. He walks up to the bed opposite you, Cerseus. Begins to kind of sit down on it. Him and his dad making eye contact this whole time. And is it really you? the newly brought back Drydell looks up, reaches his hand out, kind of pats the son's knee. I am back. I am very tired, but I am back. There is much to discuss. To you and to you, Cerseus. He kind of looks past Drydell Jr. over to you. Thank you. Thank you. I need to rest. I need to rest. Come back. We shall discuss everything. There is much that you all need to learn. He kind of almost avoids a coughing fit, lays back. Oh. Son. I'm starving. He stands up. Right. I will. Everyone out. Everyone out. Give him his time. Let him heal. We might have our king back. He walks out, gestures for you all to go. You kind of help Eclipse out. You all walk out into the hall. You see the two guards are standing outside. You hear one just say, "Was she a H.O.P.L.I.T.E? And
How tall?
6'1".
You tower over me.
you all walk out into the hallway with this tabaxi. Drydell seems that he needs to get a couple things in order right now. He says to you before he walks off, mainly to Cerseus, do whatever it is you need to do. I have a lot of things I need to get in motion now that this is apparently a thing. Thank you, Cat.
Wait.
Thank you. A bounty. A bounty for what you have done. 5,000. Is that suitable?
I will also take some fish for dinner if you don't mind. I have not eaten.
Fish. Yes. Please, everyone, follow me. Take you down to the food. Come. He just seems a little
Flustered.
Kind of quickly and with a good pep in his step, he walks. He leads all of you down this massive castle you are in. You are in the castle of Kalesh. Cerseus, a lot of memories as you walk through here. A lot of running around this place when you were young. You played a lot of games with Alistair Drydell Jr. growing up. And as you walk through, there's almost like these little memories. You can kind of like almost reminisce to like the childlike laughter of you guys just playing, like doing like fighting with sticks, pretending they're swords, and just small games. But before you know it, you're back down in this long hall. It's a dining hall. And one long table. He gestures for you all to sit. And he leaves. A couple moments later, drinks, both alcoholic and not, are brought out. Wine, mead, ale, and liquor of different kinds. A guard will stand by for anything you might need. And shortly after, another guard comes and gives you 5,000 gold. One of the cooks quickly makes their way out. Very important meal to make now. So, she gets orders from all of you. Fish. Rona?
Something like meat and potato-y, hearty.
Eldon.
She's not really hungry. Just wants some water.
All right.
Some food before coming.
Hector?
We're ready.
Huh?
No. Whatever's just quick.
And Cerseus.
Meat and potatoes sounds good.
All right. She goes to prep this dinner. It won't take super long, but give a moment to speak to this new mysterious stranger that has stepped into your lives. The stranger that Shantea seemingly approves of.
Do you drink? Yes. Ah, me too. And I will pick a stronger looking liquor bottle from the table and take a swig and pass it.
Okay. Find some whiskey.
Okay.
You pass it. Whiskey.
My name's Rona, and my goddess seems to approve of you. What's yours?
Eclipse. I have seen you before.
See? That's a little odd. Where?
On the front lines.
Oh.
We were both focused on very, very different things at that point.
It seems like we do something very similar.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll take the bottle back from her. Well, interesting, I suppose.
I just fill up a goblet with wine.
All right. So, dinner's briefly brought out. Fish for Eclipse and everyone else, what they asked for. Because of two of you kind of getting the same thing, Eldon or Hector, you got the same. It was the quickest thing to make, that they were already making it 2 times over. And Eldon water is already on the table. So that one maid says, "Are you sure you don't want anything? Nothing at all."
I'm good. I actually was having had lunch earlier before I teleported here, so I appreciate it though.
Hoplites. Thank you for your service, by the way. Everything's seems a little uncomfortable around Cerseus. Maybe some people are still getting
Oh,
I
they still know him as the mass murderer.
have a enjoy. And she walks away. What do you wish to talk about?
So what front line? There were a lot of them.
You were on the
I have it. It's just, there's a lot.
there is a lot.
Never a chance.
Yeah. I mean, to me, yes. As a small kit, I was brought to the front lines with the Covenant of the White Sun.
Does that name sound familiar?
I will let you and Hector. I will let you and Hector roll for it.
Okay.
History.
21.
All the dice.
Ah,
Hector,
23.
21 and 23. The Covenant of the White Sun. It is a clergy from the grand city of H.O.P.L.I.T.E, which is probably the biggest city on the far western end of Ilimsara. Ilimsara, you already know, about 90% devoid of life after an event called the Falling many years ago, about 1500 to be exact. So, yes.
Can I get a spelling of the name?
A-L-A-S-T-I-A. Good job, Cassie.
Oh, I could have said it right there.
All I heard was city name, and I kept on writing. I went underscore. Let's keep going.
So yeah, they are a clergy from there. She seems to not like them so much, though. You've never heard anything necessarily bad about them. They are clerics of Lathander, though. I will say, with the high history, both Rona and Hector, you know that.
Boys, get another one.
Uh-oh. Well, wait.
So, I take it you don't follow that clergy anymore?
We had a very large falling out.
So, you and Lathander not on good terms?
One could say dead to me.
Okay.
I went at the beautiful age of 10 after only a few years of training from my small tribe, and was on a 3-month trip with the Covenant of the White Sun. On the Vigilant Dawn to Terrafell. On the front lines. With my only mentor and a group of people that I did not know. I was pretty much offered up. And the terrors that ensued through the push forwards, quick fallbacks, and push forwards and fallbacks. Not much of that battle is remembered, but the parts that are did not leave a good taste in my mouth for that group. However, I do remember seeing you in all of your glory with the rest of the clerics, taking care of people.
I couldn't have been
that I
much
did.
older than you were at the time.
Yeah. Well, seeing you is the only reason why I remained a cleric. Because watching those in the front lines neglect and use others to protect themselves, that left a bad taste in my mouth.
I don't blame you. So no Covenant of the White Sun. What happened next for Eclipse?
Mainly travel, being this. Gesture to my fur, my ears. Not many people like my kind. We're not very well respected at all. And being so young, and out of the group that went, I was the sole survivor, still being a kid. I was finally able to catch a ship, and for 5 years, I just struggled to get by. In the empire of Aldahari, I was just, living on the streets, doing small healings for change and food. But I was finally able to find in the kingdom of Maravel a place called Oranshire, and was then brought on into the household as their cleric.
Oh.
I went through my schooling there. Thankfully, because of the lord of the house, I cured his son. He thanked me, and I have just been hopping around doing odds and end jobs, learning the ways of a cleric.
So, everyone in the group knows the Kingdom of Marfell. It is one of the 6 of Aldahari. Oranshire is one of the noble kind of small cities in Marfell. That's about the general knowledge. Eldon,
Yeah.
you spent an extended amount of time in Marfell. You've heard of this Orin person. He was at ends with Erin and her household. So, take that for what you will, but continue.
While I was with Lathander as a deity for a while, that's actually where I studied under, but the battlefield didn't leave that as such a positive impact.
I don't blame you.
Thankfully, I was able to find uses for my talents. But that led me to leave that deity.
If it's too much to ask, please tell me, but who now?
What?
Who do you follow now?
Oh, okay.
So you don't know.
I don't have a name, but I have the feeling. Much like you had your visual sign from who I'm assuming that rose blew from on the windowsill. I have feelings, I just have never talked to them. And I do work such as this. Those individuals that have escaped death, I have put right. And those individuals that have succumbed to it sooner than what they're supposed to, I have brought them back.
You probably have more faith than I ever could. I don't know if I could follow a deity I couldn't attach a name to.
Well, he helped me take care of some issues. Mainly one.
One issue.
Oh, yeah.
Reminisce for a moment. Feels good.
Oh, it feels great.
It doesn't feel as good as eating this fish right now.
No, this fish is delicious, and I'm devouring it.
The time, it was it's been later in the day. That's when we met, right? It was starting to, yeah. So by at this time, it is getting dark outside. It is dark outside.
Mm-hmm.
This dining hall, actually, Kalesh is the name of the kingdom you are in right now. You are in the castle of the capital. And this dining hall, you look out towards the east. It's kind of a massive wall of just a window and excellent intricate stonework and big window, big window, big window. And it is a clear night. You can see the waves crashing upon the rocks and the beach, and it feels good right now. You feel like you finally accomplished something that you've been seeking or been trying to do for quite some time now.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are kind of just giving everyone a little bit of the rundown of who you are, Drydell Jr. makes his way back. He walks into the dining hall, sees all of you, makes his way up, looks to you first. Did you get the money?
Yes.
And did you
thank
like the fish?
Delicious.
Good. He is himself. Cerseus. It's him. It's our father.
I can't believe it. I thought when I saw him get stabbed, that was it. I had never thought this. Eclipse.
Our local clergy has tried a lot to heal him. All attempts unsuccessful. I will not hold anything against you. But I have to ask, why was it different with you?
I was able to find his whole soul. Most individuals, when they just attempt to heal, it's not a soul issue. Only,
He had a fractured soul.
yes. So, a part of him was in his body, and the rest was missing. And as much as I would have loved to attempted to talk to you instead of just happening in here and you walking in and seeing what you saw. I have tried that in the past, and it was quite dangerous for me. And I have found that this is just easier than trying to convince people that I can do magic beyond their understanding.
Well, I'm glad you did, because I most likely wouldn't have let you near him.
That's what I figured.
Thank you. I'm going to speak with them. Maybe that will help them get some insight on this whole thing. But he needs rest. Give him a few days. And we'll reconvene. Hoplites, and your name,
Eclipse.
Eclipse. If you wish to stay here tonight, you can. We have rooms to accommodate all of you. Cerseus, your old room, untouched.
I've grown a bit, so I don't know how well that bed would fit me now, but we'll give it a shot.
Thank you. As long as he is worthy and cognitive enough, he will regain mantle of King of Kalesh. He will be present at this meeting, this council meeting that you have with Emperor Toril in a week.
Yes.
He will be there to speak of this, and if there's anything he has to help corroborate your story, that as well. But
Alistair,
yes,
is it really wise to let a man who has not been here take the reins? I mean, I get it. Having father back is great, but you've been here. You've been running things. You are the man for the job. I just don't see why you're letting or wanting him to take it back.
he has talked with me briefly. And from what I understand, some 20 years ago, this parallax killed him. He said the last thing that he saw was you, the child, shortly after you became part of our family. The last thing he saw was you, and then his vision faded away. He said he woke up sometime later in a new body, a shard of his former self, and I don't know how, but what you say makes sense. He said it felt like he wasn't making decisions. He wasn't controlling his actions or anything. But for the last 20 years, he witnessed all of it. He hasn't lost a day. He only lost who he was. All of him. But with him back, we still have a lot to talk about. And he only alluded to me just a little bit about this parallax. All these mission trips to go to Ilimsara, to venture out into the wasteland, the remnants of the falling. It wasn't our father that made that call, Cerseus. He says it was parallax. I don't know what he's looking for, but for the past 20 years, all these mission trips sending small armies. He said he's looking for something. He doesn't know what. But anyways, finish eating. We will talk later this week. once he has regained his strength. As for me, I need to go. I need to think. I need to be alone right now. But thank you, H.O.P.L.I.T.E.S. Thank you, Eclipse. And we'll see you all later. Don't wait up for me if you need to leave. I will see you again soon. Cerseus gives you a nod. Any last words to him before he leaves?
I'll let him go. But anybody else can say something?
And all right. So, he leaves the dining hall. Once again, just the five of you. And this one lady, maid, almost looks like she comes into the dining hall. Let me know when you're ready for to be taken to rooms, if you do wish to stay.
Are you gonna finish that?
No, please.
Immediately devours.
Very hungry.
Very.
She kind of looks to you, just like, hungry. I'll be right outside. Just get me when you need me. And she leaves. So, anything else you wish to talk about? If not, we can bring this day to a close and move on to whatever it is that you all want to do next.
So what exactly was it? So, okay. You had this feeling that you had to kill him first and then bring him back?
Yes. That was the only way to reunite the shard with the rest. You had to return both of them together.
And then put them back.
Because at that point they would be willing.
Oh.
The shard, though, a part of him was still touched.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that took me a little while to figure out.
Wow. I think I've only brought Cerseus back once. I don't think I've ever brought you back. I think that every time has been Hector.
No.
No?
That was just the
One
first.
time was Aeneas,
Second
that's
time was
right.
Aeneas.
Yeah. Aeneas didn't even use a resurrection or anything like that. Aeneas had to use a much more powerful spell
Yeah.
to bring you back.
Yeah, it's not a spell I enjoy having to use. I feel quite vulnerable afterwards.
Yeah. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yes.
You all right,
So what's-
Cerseus? The comment you made. Brother should still be king, even if your father's back. Can't rule a kingdom from 20 years on a deathbed.
He doesn't know everything.
No.
And I
Your
think
brother
that's... I think my brother's scared.
Yes. Wants life to go back to the way it was. I can understand that. But it would do best if we could prevent him and persuade him that he is the better option.
If we can get a chance to go talk to him, I'd like you to tell him your story. You took over rule and out of nowhere, and you're building back what you lost. I think that's a good example.
It is strange how much that me and him have in common. But sure, we can talk to him. Try to help you.
Let's let him have his time for now, but we'll pull him away eventually. And yeah, that's all Cerseus has to do. But until we everybody starts going to bed.
All right. Eldon, anything to say?
Not really. He's just kind of doing some toiling in his head. Just thinking about stuff.
All right. Anything else before you go to respective rooms?
I will hand off a little notebook that I've been jotting all the notes down in to Hector about Wilhelm not really being able to help out with our trip and any information I've gathered over the past week.
Okay. Go ahead. RP that.
It's a little brown notebook, probably the size of the palm, and you'll just kind of slide it across the table to Hector. This is everything I've found so far regarding the Abyss. Also, Wilhelm, as we previously stated today, sometime, wouldn't be able to really join us. Not his forte, he said. His power comes from knowledge more than might.
You've been busy though. Thank you. Appreciate the information.
Also, as he told you, keep out for an author with last name of Z. It's crucial to his stuff. He was looking into it.
They give you a lead on any type of particular area?
He didn't really say, but it won't be found in a common library. Probably restricted section or probably a ruin would be my guess. Did find 2 leads though. We have an archaeologist, I think an archaeologist who apparently might have a key to the Abyss. Also, the group Eamon was with has specialities with portals. Probably wouldn't have any open for just open access, but something to keep an eye out on when we meet Eamon again.
I'll pay him a visit. He could be somewhere near New Ironcrest. He said he was going to head that way.
Yeah, and I figure you'd be there first. Also did get the money sent that way, and the money for you, Rona, and Cerseus is at the manor right now.
Thank you.
Also, my dad's still working on the meeting with Dimesh and Zoltesh for you.
Okay.
You've been busy.
The vacation wasn't really a vacation. I just needed to do something. There's only so much I can do when the baby's asleep 20 hours a day and she's, Bessie's busy with the baby. So.
Oh, yeah. So, Johanna Worm is dead.
Oh, really?
I took care of that.
Oh. Good to know.
And so, the whole deal with Sky Reyes, the children of the North, all taken care of.
Oh, speaking of which, we have to let Gary know that all that was solved.
We do.
Because Gary said that was his deal.
We're friends with the dragon.
I'm listening. I'm
And a
also
giant.
eating everyone's leftovers.
And a giant, actually, yes.
A couple
Well,
giants.
friends is a strong word.
No, we're friends with Gary.
We're definitely friends
More
with
like
Gary.
brothers.
Look at my pen.
We're friends with Gary.
It's queer.
Oh, yes. I told you about the other thing, but Foreman 114 was somehow able to connect to the Iron Spike facility near Ironcrest. I'm not sure how, but I guess something reactivated Steam-forged warriors beneath the city. Right now they're through the process.
Do you know how many are in this facility? Wait, where is the facility anyways?
Somewhere underneath Ironcrest. I have seen.
I'm surprised you didn't know about it before.
No one in Alvaron knew anything about the Iron Forge before I found them. So, no surprise we never knew it was there.
Anything else happen?
I saw Var.
Oh. Like in person?
No, he was in my dream.
Oh,
Told me we needed to go east to Zara. Told me that he was been talking to Rona, so I'm assuming you had the same conversation.
first time hearing of it. I don't really
That's
dream.
Rona.
Oh.
Oh, you saw that too.
Yes, there's something he needs our help with to the east.
Gotcha. Did anybody tell you we saw Parallax?
I thought that's what this was.
No. We saw him on our way to go see the Windbreakers. He's got some new friends.
Who are we dealing with?
Some sort of
friends.
monstrosity thing. Honestly, the stuff of nightmares, tentacles, and poison, or acid. I don't know. And
Sounds like a cuttlefish in a way.
I would not want to cuddle that fish from a mile away.
Don't eat them. They're not good.
Cuttlefish?
Yeah.
Ah, good to know. And Rosa. Rosa was the other one. So,
Who's the third?
Like normal Rosa? Like, are we talking like full skeletal Rosa? Like zombie Rosa?
she's back. I think he struck a deal.
He
Tiefling.
struck a deal.
Yeah, she's a tiefling. No.
Oh, is she gonna turn into whatever Cerseus was?
How am I
you
supposed
for
to
the
know,
reminder.
Eldon? It's the first time I've seen her.
Hey man, I'm just asking questions. You said you saw him, so I figured you probably did some good recon.
No.
My bad.
Not good recon.
There's
Just
also
recon.
that elf woman. The
Elf
one that we
woman.
tried to fight. The one that tried to fight us and kill us. And
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
you mean
you're-
Relinda?
Yes,
Linda.
we did see her.
That's the one.
That's yeah.
That's a strange one to me.
One of the other two Moonblades that exist. So that's gonna be fun.
She also fought with an offhand.
Sounds about right. That's what she did last time.
All right.
So I'm gonna just turn to Eclipse because she's now in this now. Sometimes people around us don't stay dead once they've died. So having you around might be very useful.
Now I'm understanding why I'm sensing things from your grip.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh, if it's the cheat and death thing and not dying pretty early, yeah, it's all me. Well, mostly me at this point.
Well, I'm not getting a kill you vibe, so you're good.
Oh, that's good.
For now.
For now. Oh.
No. I'm just
Luckily today,
exhausted.
today's bring back from the dead was a good one,
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
but we
That's
have
true.
encountered some battles.
So that's all he was rolling with. It seems pretty thin for him, considering.
They looked pretty powerful, though. From what we could see, from what I could see at least, Hector might have a better vantage point. But they didn't. They took on angels and did not appear phased or hurt by the ordeal.
So kind of like the last ordeal, but without us intervening.
Well, no, the last ordeal, many of them died. This time it looked like they weren't getting hurt. So, maybe it's nothing, like Hector so poignantly stated. Maybe it's just what we do. So, we'll deal, and it'll be what it is. But that's everything, I think.
We saw
Did
the
I
end of
get-
a fight. So we saw a bunch of dead celestials and them. What happened during the fight, we don't know, so we can't really assess how strong they are. Can't let our nerves be shaken just because we didn't see them covered in scratches. No matter what they throw at us, we cannot let them get to us, because that's what he wants. That's why he picked her. That's why he picked him.
All right, so do you want Rolinda, Hector? Is that and take Godbreaker like we stated before, or we like tag team him again? Now that we have a
Actually,
sit down
this-
conversation.
There is something I've been considering, is if we know Hector is still from an alternate timeline, but the picks that he has now don't necessarily mean that. Because he picked a creature, he picked someone who went to hell and was pulled back, and someone who is necessarily still alive. So these could actually be people from our timeline. Which I don't know what that means, but it is an interesting thought.
Well, last time he did state we had ruined, any good time jump, so I think now he's stuck to the small ones to stay unnoticed. So as opposed to
So-
making an all the way leap, he's having a skirt.
Which would be nice, because if it is that case, that means his supply of allies is not unlimited. There's only so many things he could piece together, and only so many people that would listen to his random ravings. Linda was insane to begin with.
Well, depends on your point of view.
That crazy elf in the woods.
Who tried to
was.
save her city?
Yeah.
Tried to save her city from the end of the world.
And you're just sitting here eating the little bit of scraps that are left
Yep.
on the table, just listening to everything and taking
Completely
everything in.
confused. But really
one
happy there's
vision.
mashed potatoes and fish.
One vision equals death.
One vision,
All right,
sick to town on me.
Well, go ahead, continue, Hector.
From what I saw, I think, just going off of what I've seen, he tried to specifically pull some up from our pasts. So, Rolinda's for Eldon, you have history. Rosa is obvious. Hector, we already know of. And so, from what I've seen, I think the big monster, the one that's covered in tentacles and other things, is actually something that was grafted onto that one guy we fought,
Orion.
Right?
Orion. Grafted onto Orion's body.
I
You
saw
can definitely
the.
tell there was a cut.
I saw Dylan lose that. It's like
Yeah.
on to.
Yeah. It's just like trying to think of names. There's
Oh, I
just so
thought that
many.
was I thought that was a Hector
Dude, to
play.
be
I didn't realize that was a
honest, though,
I was
Dylan
trying
thing.
to play it off as a Hector thing. So it's like Hector just would forget names after a while. Give
Especially
Dylan
dead
like
people.
a cover.
When he was describing it, I forgot it was even Orion, and that's my villain. Like he's sitting there, oh yeah, you see this creature, and I'm like, oh, I wonder where that came from. And they're like,
I wonder who that
Yeah.
guy is. It's really
Like-
weird.
Tyler, that's your villain. Yeah.
All right. Continue.
Which would which would explain why he wanted Paracelsus to graft something and turn what was left of Orion into this beast, which is a beast. He has no sense of control, or he fights like a wild animal that's on a leash.
I mean, last time I splintered off from the group for a little bit. I remember the note, and I'll produce the note. Paracelsus scratched it out. Something was coming, claw. So I figured it probably was that.
Which is something else he pulled from our timeline specifically.
We
At
lobbed
this
that
point,
in that
we're
bush.
limited from multiple timelines to only having to kill everything in this timeline that he could make an ally. So, How long are we waiting here for? What's our next move?
Well, I mean, I'd like to go back. I've got a couple projects going on. Also did some shopping. Cerseus, I'm gonna need you to teach me how to fly. I got these boots that let me fly now. They're pretty cool, but I have zero coordination for this stuff. So I'm gonna need you to help me out here.
I'll help in any way I can, but I will say, one, Hector's been flying longer, and two, we fly with wings. Boots are not really our style.
Yeah, they're just like wings on your feet. You know, nothing too new.
Feet wings.
Feet wings. Also got some experimental tech from a shop in Kymaticus, and I'll produce one of the scrolls. Apply it with water, let it sit for a minute. Will boost defensive capabilities beyond normal. They don't stack though, so I can't put 3 on like your armor.
It's a good thing to have.
Yep. Hector, you did mention you managed to get the farm medal onto applied. How'd that go?
It worked out actually fairly well for something I had no idea what I was doing. Actually, turned out all right. I was able to further enchant my armor and Silphra's will. I think I'm better at it now. I understand the process and what I need to do instead of having to guess. So, if y'all would like to try to use your ingots, I might be able to. Having an extra hand would be nice though, because those things are very heavy.
I can help with that then. But once one of the projects finishes up in Islegard, I'll be more than happy to assist you in it. Also, do you just want me to give you the ores now?
Either way,
or
depends if anyone else wants me to do anything with them. If no one wants me to use them, then it doesn't matter who holds on to them.
Well, I mean, I know I would like to see what's produced, because I mean, I can't read Dwarvish, but the way you guys are explaining it, it seems like these things have weird properties that go beyond normal comprehension. So I'm interested to see what it produces.
Actually, it is really interesting because it doesn't pour like a normal metal. It's actually like a mist. So I have to engrave specific patterns into your weapons and armor, enable for it to stick. So I can't just coat it or plate it. It's like an inlaid design that it just kind of fills in imperfections. If you wanted to do this, like for instance, like the scythe, it pretty nicely fills in grains of wood, but it wouldn't necessarily affect the blade unless it had places that it's like a heavy gas that it just kind of rests into like a fall.
Gotcha.
Time flies by, you guys, having this moment where you're not rushing to the next thing. It's actually nice, but it is fleeting. So before you know it, it's already pretty much midnight. And if anyone has anything else to do, now's the time. Unless you would like to stay up. I know one of you will.
I am sleeping for days.
Did you guys get struck by lightning? I got struck by lightning.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, good to know. All right. Good to know.
Anyone else?
Anyone else? It was really weird. I went to a it's called Mommy and Me class, and the lady looked at me like I was crazy when I got struck by lightning. It didn't hurt, but it's really weird.
Timing.
All right.
Cerseus before. Oh, what, Dylan?
I've never heard of that class before. The teacher.
It's for people who haven't had the baby yet, but like they're kind of trying to get to know. I didn't really get that option. I also got this book, and it was produced like a tiny little bag of the baby stuff. There's a lot of information.
Why did you go to a Mommy and Me class if you're a father?
Because the mommy was tired, so it became Daddy and Me.
You see, Eldon is trying really hard to learn how to be a father again because it's been a long time.
It wasn't there the
Very
first time
respectable.
around. That's a
Look
hint
out
for later,
burning
folks.
houses.
So, watch out for burning houses. Anyways, Cerseus, what were you saying?
So before he goes to bed, like it is as everybody's walking to bed, probably not like at the table.
Yeah.
He's gonna go pull Eclipse aside to talk.
All right. So as you guys are up, moving, you follow that one kind of maid or servant of whatever she is. Cerseus stays back and just seems to want to have a word with you.
I look at Cerseus and I go, "You need to make this quick." That takes a lot out of me.
Understandable. I bet it does, but I haven't said thank you yet, and I needed to say it personally. I didn't want to just say it in passing. You brought back my father, who I thought I lost years ago, and so I don't know how I could ever repay you for that. I have a cloak of protection that's on the side. I have beads of nourishment and
Nope.
refreshment
Nope.
if you need
Nope.
that for the night.
You are all good.
Just
Need
if
some
you need
sleep.
anything.
I would just recommend making sure that your father gets rest because he is going to be quite exhausted for a number of days.
I think he will. He's been sleeping there safely for the past who knows how many years. I'm pretty sure he'll be fine for a week.
Yes. But
Thank you.
I'm
again.
glad that it
Um,
did some good.
you did what
Yeah,
we
but-
thought was impossible. No,
Yeah,
go
this
rest and
You have this moment together, and you can tell she is just tapped. It does seem that sleep is the number one thing that she needs, and you guys head to bed. Cerseus, you head to your old room. You were taken to a room, big, extravagant.
I just face plant onto a bed.
Yes. You don't even pull the covers back. You just are take off the armor as best you can, and you're done.
It's just a trail
Yeah.
to the bed and just
Eldon, you have your own room if you would like it.
I would say I would have said my nights to everyone, and I would have just found the teleportation circle to go back to Islegard.
Okay. Yeah, you can do
If
that.
possible.
Yeah. Rona, Hector, same room or different room?
Oh, interesting hot question.
Ooh, spicy.
Rona took that bottle of whiskey she was working on with her.
Yeah.
And as like I guess this question comes up, I'll just look at Hector and I'll be up a few hours finishing this off. So you're more than welcome to join, or you don't have to, really. It's up to you.
Like to join. Fun to hang out with you to drink.
All right. Where do you want to drink? In the room, or do you want to find a different spot?
Oh, in the room is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You head in. You and Hector drink, and it's kind of spend time with one another. Eldon, you
Aye.
asked the. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Eldon, you asked the woman if she can take you to the teleportation circle for a cost of a measly 500 gold. You can get teleported back without the proper papers here.
Mhm.
So you can use it. It's chump change for you now.
I can't believe they still charge us for this.
I'm like curled around my money bag.
Well, I would have been like, well, I mean, I am a friend of Cerseus, you know, heir to the throne.
400 then.
Would have just tried to wave it away. Be like, I really don't want to spend.
They would have said 1,000.
But you are given
Yeah.
passage back to Cain Isleguard, the distant now city where your family resides, your newborn son. You make it there. You head home. Crawl into bed.
As quietly as possible. You know, I leave town today. Don't ask me, please.
I
Been
wasn't
here this
literally
whole
on the
time.
other side of the world.
Don't
hop
ask
in.
how today was.
And you're good. Hector. Go ahead.
Hey. Sorry if I come across as cold. But you know, it's been a long year. But I gotta say, my favorite part, even after everything, is I really miss that garden. I was outside of the temple in Ambarosa.
The temple of
Yeah,
Shantaea,
the one-
right?
Yeah.
Times were simpler then, that's for sure.
I know how I can come across a lot, and I've spent my entire life as a zealot. And it's hard to imagine anything else. We're both very secluded, internal individuals that are not good at communicating. But just because I'm not always present and more warm, for lack of better, for what it's worth, it doesn't mean that I don't care about you. It's just something that I'm not familiar with.
I know. And you're not wrong. Yes, you do come off as cold, for starters, yes. But you're not wrong either. I know Parallax did this on purpose. But knowing that doesn't, and maybe it's different for other people, but it doesn't make it hurt any less. The last time I saw her was because I had to murder her in her own home. Well deserved. I'm not an idiot, but things changed from that moment. And now it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel earned. It doesn't feel... I was finally getting to a place where, I don't know, maybe Shantaea put me here for a reason, and if that reason is to lead Coverot to a place of prosperity, then maybe I could do that. Maybe that was me, and it's all muddled. No, it doesn't feel like I've accomplished anything. I just feel invisible almost.
You have the wrong focus point, if I may.
Well, you have, so
You
keep
did.
going.
Well, you already started, so
It's I try. That's what matters. But you're focused on the wrong thing. Saving Kavarat and killing Rosa aren't the same thing. You saved Kavarat. You still have a purpose there. You eliminated Rosa. She is basically the same as the weird monster that they turned Orion into. She means nothing anymore. Kavarat will never take her back. That's gone. It's over. You saved an entire nation. You saved 3 entire nations because you ended one's invasion plans for the other 2. You still have a purpose. You still have people to lead. You still have things to do. Rosa is an echo, something that Parallax thinks he can use against you, but it only works if you let it. And I know how I feel like I can empathize with your pains as far as what weird monstrosities he can throw at you feels like. Something I've battled with. But I hate the fact that Parallax can diminish your self-worth like that, because out of anyone in this world right now, you are probably the most important. It might be hard to see, but think about it. An entire continent is saved because of you. It wasn't H.O.P.L.I.T.E.S, it wasn't me as my parading of my betterness and holiness, much as I'd like it to believe it is, or it wasn't anybody, it was you. You did that. Just like my father always said, if you're only important when you need to be. So the fact that you're not always doing something doesn't mean that you're not doing anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I did make a promise to not say something, but I will say Var didn't just show me that, but for terms of how dangerous it could be, I was able to Var helped me eliminate one ally we had. So the idea that everything we fight is for nothing and there is no reason because they'll just find something else isn't entirely true. I was able to make a big milestone in my life.
I'm
Parallax.
afraid I'm a little confused.
I know, I probably shouldn't have brought it up because I want to say something. Next time we're in a tower, let me know. So that way there's no way anybody can spy on us.
I'm pretty sure I can do that now. Hold on. I don't actually remember what day I cast that spell at.
No,
That
actually,
was
you
today.
do raise a good point.
That was last night.
Sure. I need the 4 of you, of my OGs, to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Yike.
Rona gets +6.
Rona does get her +6 because she's next to Hector.
Okay.
No saving throws. Paladin.
8.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom
Almost.
save?
8.
That's probably what it is.
How?
Probably an 8.
+6.
+6?
Yep.
Okay, hold on.
Is it 40?
39. Almost.
Oh, that's close.
Dang.
Roll a d4.
A D4.
Yeah.
Okay. I am. 2.
Okay.
Rolled a 10. Was it a fail?
It would be, yes.
Indomitable makes it a 13.
Also a fail.
Yeah, I know, but
All
I
right.
can't indomitable or an indomitable.
Okay.
Not as bad of a fail though.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Wait, what'd Circeus get?
Rona.
8.
Cersei also failed. Something tried to get in.
Could
You don't know what, but you rejected it so bad, so well, should I say? Maybe you send a little bit of damage back.
is this like as Hector's like trying to speak?
Yeah, you both actually feel it. This pushback,
Okay.
but you know what this is. Someone's trying to scry on you. Same feeling you felt before.
Okay. Maybe you're right. Maybe the tower's best.
Anyways,
Are we gonna do something spicy? Hold on. That means 2 different things to 2 different people.
I was about to say, you've been drinking, roll at disadvantage.
Let me just out of frame.
I don't know
Eclipse
if I have
have
this
never
spell
had
prepared.
so much money. She's just like curled around the bag,
Oh,
completely
no.
asleep with her tail over it. Like she's
I may
all.
not have it prepared actually.
You cast it. No, you cast it yesterday.
Okay, I don't have that spell prepared, but I would like to use, if it works, divine intervention.
To do.
I want to know who's crying on us.
it's
Oh no.
Too bad you can't
I
counter
wonder who
scry.
could
Be like, ha ha
scrying on
ha.
us.
I
have
wonder.
We have some options.
Well, I was gonna say, to
Okay.
be honest, we have quite a range of people that
There's
could just
one
be
So I
one.
have
We're
to
just
roll
worried about
at or
finding
below a
anybody.
16.
Yep.
If it's not
24.
paralyzed, I'm gonna slap myself.
Oh,
Oh,
so close.
that was close. That was close.
Alex is sweating bullets over here. He's like, ooh.
Please don't work. Please don't work. Please don't work.
It was
All right.
Miralax. Miralax was who got scrying on you.
This one was Sheralax. He shares.
Sheralax.
He shares knowledge.
This is Shillelagh Lax.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh Lax.
All right. Anything else between the two of you?
So, growing up, anytime me and my brother got into a spat, my parents would sit us down, and after we aired our grievances and came to a common ground, they would ask us what we would do next time to prevent this scenario from happening again. So, and it seemed to work. I mean, we still argued, so maybe it didn't. But that's not the point.
It is Var.
That is true. That is true. It was Var. Anyway, from now on, I will not take your coldness personally. I think that'll help us both.
I will try not to be as cold.
That makes my job so much easier, really.
You guys kind of like
That's-
do like little cheers. Take a little bit more of a drink.
Yeah.
All about arbitration. Meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle. And I'm gonna kick back
So
the rest of
about
the bottle.
Me in the middle. Mine.
Okay. Meet in the middle
All right.
starting tomorrow.
Hector, go ahead.
So about this tabaxi.
I think she's wonderful.
We trust
I love you.
the tabaxi.
Yes. Yes, we trust her.
Ha!
And that's not because I am biased. I asked Shantea while she was casting a spell. Yes, we can trust her.
That doesn't even matter. It's just you tell me we can trust her. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
All right. So the two of you find your way to the bed, begin to fall asleep. And Eldon made your way back to Bessie, to your little baby boy,
Kari.
and Cerseus. Did you go to bed, or is there anything else you were doing?
He's gonna make sure, like, and reminisce around the room, but also while he's walking around, like checking the windows, making sure they're shut and locked.
You taught us new habits.
You're welcome.
Well, we should have picked that habit up from the
There's a lot
bomb.
of people.
Honestly,
There's a lot of people
probably
that don't like
should've.
him in this city.
There are.
Check for traps.
So continue.
And so he's just checking, like doing. He'll throw off a detect magic in the room, just to make sure. Is there anything?
Nothing magical, actually.
Okay.
Well, besides,
Just
whatever you
locking
have.
everything. Oh well, yeah. And then he's actually gonna pull out the junction
Okay.
and try and go in and talk to Zasha.
Oh man.
All right. You pull out the Tempest Junction, the one of 7. A lot for you to learn later.
So much.
You hold it up. It begins to do its process of the opening up into this portal, into this pocket dimension. You walk in to its kind of glass house chamber, and Zasha is sitting there on the throne, crafted for her by you. As you walk in, she looks to you. I like the new one. She seems nice.
She's done some amazing things today. I can't believe it. And I mean, you've seen it all. She brought back my father, who I thought was long gone.
Yeah.
We'll get to know her. But I'm sorry, this isn't a place where you could roam outside of here. I wish it were, but I need to ask you to look at something for me.
What?
I want to see the last time Cato took a drink of water. And that would give me his latest location. Or a close location. I fear he may try and come after me while I'm here. I don't know if he knows that I'm here.
The
or
last
not,
time
so I can't
Cato
search for
drank water specifically? Or anything
that.
at
Or
all?
anything at all,
Okay.
actually.
That's very oddly specific.
He's
He may,
getting
he
very
may be
drunk.
at a
Last
bar.
time he breathed.
like last time. Like last time.
Yes, she reaches out with her hand, and she places both hands on the side of your temples, and I need you to roll me a D100.
Yep.
Oh,
And
he's
that
rolling?
is a 78.
78. Your eyes roll back in your head as this vision, brought on by Zasha herself, takes place. Inside the junction, while this happens, it whirls around, and you can see that the upper half of this kind of glass house and the lower half is like they're rotating opposite ways. And the visage of Kymaticus off in the distance, that's like trapped, coiled dragon, kind of looks like it almost like shifts in perspective because of the glass you're seeing it through. But you do have a vision. You do see the last time that Cato, the war master, the naval master of Kalesh, drank anything. You see, drinking some form of dark liquor. out of a bottle. He looks furious. In his left hand burns a expensive-looking cigar. He inhales it. Puff of smoke comes out, and when that smoke clears, you see where he's standing outside. You can hear the waves crashing. As he stares in at you, your friends, and Eclipse as they eat. He was watching you.
Oh, wow. That's not
Interesting.
creepy.
He stays there, just angry, but not reactionary. You can only tell it by the clenching of the jaw, the squinting of the eyes, and the long swigs he takes. You can tell he even starts to inhale that cigar a little bit, which can give you an idea of how intoxicated he might be. But that's your vision. He does that for about 10 minutes.
Well, he knows.
Well, he
I'm gonna
knows.
double check the windows and the door.
Yeah, you double check. They're locked. You got it.
Mine were all
Make sure
locked.
Boogeyman ain't under
Yours
the bed
locked.
there, Cerseus.
Mhm.
I'm gonna check under the bed.
You see, I'm just kidding.
Poops.
It's always under the bed. It's always that creepy shit. No, he's not here.
For now.
But
Yeah,
with
for
that,
now.
But look,
You head to bed?
When you wake up.
Mhm.
Yep. He's gonna
All
head
right.
to bed.
you say goodnight to Zasha, close the junction back up, and you head to bed. And as all of you are here and laying down, you, Eclipse.
My stuff was locked.
You-
I just want to put it out there.
Before she passes out face down on her bed.
Oh,
She
yeah.
locks
roll me a
everything.
D100.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a percentile and
Yes,
10,
percentile,
right?
yes.
Oh, I just made you today.
On odd.
1.
41.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey,
Dylan's
calm
like, I
down
know
over
what
there.
this is.
Calm down.
All right, Eclipse. Relatively good day, but having a little bit of a nightmare. You kind of twitch a little bit, and as you lay with the 5,000 gold and your armor kind of all over the floor, partially on the bed, you have a little bit of a nightmare. You're chasing down this man with a scar that he claims to be from a wyvern through the city, and he's getting away.
Mm-hmm.
You reach a certain alleyway that he turned down. You turn in there, and before you stand allies of his that now begin to chase you. You turn, you run the other way. And you run until you see a cloaked figure in the center of this cobblestone street. He holds out his hand, and you hear the three armored individuals chasing you drop down to the ground. You stop. You look at him. You look back. You look back to him. He steps forward. So, my sister likes you. But I don't even know who you are. But it doesn't matter. You are from another land, right? Oh, Var.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Rona, my sister, she will need help. She has to cross a vast ocean to get to somewhere where I desperately need her to be. And she's got Eldon and Cerseus with her, so she's gonna need a lot of help.
He didn't call me the sorcerer.
So
Character development.
she seems to like you. That bodes pretty well for you. We'll keep in touch. Have a good dream. He snaps his finger and he disappears. But around you now, you see a grown-up Hamel, as he kind of already is,
Mhm.
on his wedding day.
Oh, don't do this to me.
This is there's a woman here that you know is kind of involved with him. They are not married, but they are together at the moment. You continue to have a dream depicting the wedding of this boy that you used to watch over. But anyways, with that, you all get a long rest. Eclipse, you are back to your normal state. And as you wake up the next day to take on whatever it is to take on, we're going to end it here. So, thank you, Traveler, for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you later. Remember, keep moving forward. Goodbye.
Arrivederci.